going by so fast? I don't know, but we are packing in quite a lot this week. Quite a lot. Let's see who's here so I can say hi to you guys. Hi, Allison. Hi, Christine. Hi, Erin. Hi, Heather. Good morning, Jennifer. Good morning, Krista. Yeah, I'm very tired too. Reason being, I mean, it's not one of those like, oh, I'm so confused as to why I'm tired anymore. We are getting so many upgrades and frequency shifts and all of the things. It's ramping up as we get closer to solstice. And so if you consider that we're only 11 days out, it makes a lot of sense that we're just like, ooh. And I don't know how this is affecting you personally, but for me, it's feeling like I have these moments where it's almost like my body, right, and my energy field is like fluctuating all the time, right? And then every once in a while, it's like I sync up with something and I feel amazing. It's like everything is so clear. I feel like I'm in flow. I feel like, I can't do anything wrong. Like everything I do is awesome. And it'll just be that moment of like matching up with the frequency. And I take note of that because I think that is what it's going to feel like the majority of the time once we've kind of gotten through this big hump of an initial upgrade. So I don't know if you guys have been feeling that, but if so, it feels like encouragement to just kind of keep going, because it's like you know that at some point this is going to level out and then you're going to be like, whoop, and it's going to feel so, so good. So please listen to your body, because here's the thing. As our bodies are upgrading, it is completely unreasonable to think that they could function like they always function, especially if you're used to functioning at a pace that your body does not like anyway, right? So if you've been kind of pushing yourself as general, like if that's your personality right now, to really push yourself, and your body's like, please stop. I've been asking you to stop for a decade and now I'm going to hard stop you. Don't let your body get to that point where it hard stops you. We don't want that, because it is super uncomfortable and very inconvenient for your life if your body decides to hard stop you. So just kind of listen to yourself, and if you're being told to slow down, just do it. We need our energy. And here's why. I don't know exactly like what is coming around this particular bend, but it is big and it is completely changing everything. And so we need to rest up so that when we get there, we're ready to handle whatever stuff is about to happen. I'll tell you a few syncs that have been happening. And again, the synchronicities are happening a lot, okay? Remember how last month when we were talking about December, Ashtar said it would be like the sky is blue one day and then the next day it's green, right? We've talked about that a few times. Well, yesterday, 3 people who are not at all connected to listening to me do live videos at all, said that to me. One person said, like, what color is the sky in your world? Something like that. And the other one was like, that's like you telling me the sky is green when I know it's blue. And the other one said something similar. And I was just kind of sitting there like, okay, this is kind of bananas. But that's the kind of stuff that's been happening. And it is happening to let you know that this is a thing, right? In case you have those moments like I do fairly frequently where I'm like, did I just lose my mind? And am I in like some alternate reality encased box? And, I'm not interfacing with what's actually happening. I'll have those moments, but then when I try to like shift that in a way for myself, that doesn't really work either. So, here we are, we're back in this. It's uncomfortable because it's new. And that's kind of just how it is. It's also uncomfortable because it's not the general consensus. And we are, at this point, we're moving out of that, but up until this point, we are pack creatures, right? We like to fit in. We have been taught since we were little itty bitties that the important thing is conformity and not to be different, so that you are not ostracized or singled out. The ironic part of that is each of us came here to be incredibly unique and different from each other. So it's been a really interesting game with that. That's now it's the end of that game, but many people are still playing it. So while we know that game is over, not everybody does, and so they're still playing. So it's up to us to kind of stay in our sovereignty, root down, and not fall back into playing a game that is over. Okay, so your unique gifts, the things that make you weird, the things that have caused you up until this point not to fit in, these are the things that you can lean into now, because they are going to help you ride through, okay? All of those things are important. They are your superpowers. So that rolls us into our topic. I bet you thought I forgot about the topic. I forgot to do my hand, but that is what it is. Non-attachment. I wanted to talk about this today because discussing non-attachment has, for me in the past, been very difficult, because the way that my brain understood the concept of non-attachment and how it displays itself in life, right? It was a very emotionless concept, and it felt very like it felt very much like, you know, the person kind of removing themselves from society in a way, so that they don't have to connect with all of the low emotions that other people are experiencing. Instead, they put themselves over here, like kind of in a bubble, and do their thing, right? And the idea was, not necessarily for everybody, but there has been this very pervasive concept that one needs to go off on this solitary journey and be with oneself and kind of connect with the energies in order to transcend this human experience and level up, right? This now doesn't fit, okay? And I'll tell you why I am saying that. It is a very high level spiritual form of bypassing at this point, because you're basically saying that in order to get to the highest level here on this earthly plane, you need to completely separate yourself from humanity. And if that is what we came here to do, it seems like kind of a pointless exercise, doesn't it? Why would we come here only to escape humanity? Why would we not just stay where we were, right? Like, what kind of game is that? So while that has been a place to be up until this point of time and a school of thought, I am inviting you to look at the theories of non-attachment and the concept of non-attachment in new ways, because at its core, non-attachment is actually the superpower we all need to enjoy ourselves more in this earthly plane, on this earthly plane, and in humanity. It will actually allow us to have a much better time, but not by separating ourselves from our human emotions, from our family, from our friends, and from the things that are happening around us. It's simply a different way of perceiving everything, not through your ego, but through your heart. And that's really the only difference. So consider this, right? If we're filtering everything through our ego, then we're walking around in the world and everything kind of has to do with us, right? This person said that, oh, they must not like me. Oh, this happened at work. I can't believe they would do that to me. Oh, my spouse is being this way. Like, how, that is so unfair to me. Everything becomes me, right? And that is ego. Now, if you move it into a space of love, into your heart center, right? Instead of walking around and saying, I can't believe that's happening to me, you can actually perceive yourself as part of a whole, and you can just enjoy the experience even if it's uncomfortable, because you can say it's not because of me. Not everything is my problem. Not everything is about me. And that's not a bad thing, because then I can just be here and experience what is happening right here in front of me. So, for example, if you have a friend, right? And let's say, and actually this happened to me, so I can tell you that this is a real thing. There's a miscommunication, and your friend comes to you and says, XYZ, and this is how I feel about you right now, and I can't be with you at this point in time because of how I'm feeling. And you kind of sit back and you're like, okay, so ego response would say, well, what the hell did I do? Like, how could they say that to me? I don't think I did anything wrong. And, let's fight about it. Or let's have some sort of altercation where I get to prove to you that what you're saying is wrong, right? Moving into a non-ego response and tapping more into the love, right, is that may not have anything to do with anything I've done, because everybody is living their own life in their own sovereign way. And they're perceiving energy completely differently. So instead of saying, how could you say that to me? I can say, all right, I hear what you're saying, and I respect what you're saying. I do not invalidate that. I don't necessarily connect with what you're saying, but if you want to talk it out, I'm here for that, right? Because we understand in this new energy with non-attachment, moving into a place of love, not everything is a personal attack upon us, and everybody else is dealing with so many other things that it is kind of ridiculous to think that everything is you, right? So moving into that space, it's neutral, right? It allows the other person who may have had an inflammatory response to something you have no idea about, right? It allows the other person some space so that they can just take a moment and say, okay, she's not going to attack me. Let me process this for a second. It gives you a moment, and then you can come back together and have a real discussion and actually listen to each other. And that is an experience, okay? That is an experience. That experience levels both of you up, okay? And it allows both of you to know that you are safe in expressing your true feelings, because you understand that the other person is not going to take everything so personally, right? And the more that we start moving through our lives in this way, that we don't react from a place of ego right away, and instead pull back, drop into a love space, and just take a deep breath, right? And it's not that, see, before I feel like, and this is where we get into that fawn response, right? Before, you might look at the situation and immediately say, right, I did something wrong. Why am I like this? What did I do wrong? How can I never make this happen again? Or, I'm such a bad person. I'm the worst at being a friend. I should just never be friends with anybody again. Like, you can spiral into that area too. And that is also ego response. It's not a very enjoyable ego response, but it is still ego, because once again, you are making that about you when somebody has come to you with something that they're experiencing, right? So moving in to the new earth energy with this, moving into a place of non-attachment with this, allows you to be a human on earth, experiencing the full range, the full tapestry of human experience without making it all about your personal feelings. And that allows you to experience whatever's happening in a way that is not so destructive to your person, okay? Because it is exhausting to run around the world and think that everything is your fault, that you could have done this differently, you should be better, that everyone is misunderstanding you all the time and they don't like you, and whatever it is. That is exhausting, okay? It is not fun. Your non-attachment doesn't mean you stop caring about other people. Your non-attachment does not mean you isolate yourself from other people. Your non-attachment means that you are so sovereign in your being that you are not reactionary to outside stimulus until you have decided to have the reaction, okay? And it's still fun because look, we all have our different makeups, right? Our different energetic compositions. Some brought to us by our star charts, right? It's like, you know, I'm a Scorpio, I'm Cancer rising, I'm a Sag moon, got a lot of feels. I enjoy that. I enjoy having that kind of a personality. And I am not going to stop being that way, right? I'm not going to stop being me. I'm not going to suddenly just be like super Zen Sarah all the time, just like not reacting to anything. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm still going to be myself, but I'm not going to take everything as personally, right? And that is going to allow me to have a lot more fun in my personality. And it will also allow me to start moving to the healed side of my astrological chart, right? Because every sign has its unhealed and its healed, and we fluctuate in between all the time. But if you move towards the healed side of your sign, you get to unlock and enjoy those amazing different personality traits, right? That those particular signs have for you without the, I don't know, the unhealed versions of that, which are very much rooted in egoic response. So I hope that makes sense for you guys, because this is going to be important because we're really going fast. We're processing so fast. We're moving at the speed of light right now. So we're kind of wrapping up some things. And it's okay to be sad. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to be anxious. It's okay to have whatever human freaking emotion you want to have or even don't want to have. You're here to feel those things, but understand that feeling them does not mean you are them. We are not our emotions. We feel them. That's our superpower, that we can feel so many freaking things. It's amazing, right? In this week alone, which has only been 3 days, I want to remind you, in this week alone, I have gone from super duper duper excited and happy, like, whoa, I'm feeling it, to what am I doing on this earth? You know, who am I? What's happening? To, I'm so exhausted, I can't deal with you right now. To, well, here I am back again, still here doing my thing. I can do all of that now, and I don't freak out because I know I'm moving through emotions. And I can actually enjoy my uncomfortable emotions so much more now because I know I am not them. I'm experiencing them, and I'm learning from them. And every time I have something that makes me uncomfortable, it is an opportunity to level up. Believe it or not, a little bit of stress is necessary for growth and change, but it's not the kind of stress that, you know, drains your adrenals and makes you a very anxious and unhappy person. It's a different kind of stress called eustress, and this is the stress that causes a change within us, okay? And so a little bit of that tension is necessary to create that change, to move you in that direction. So when you start to feel that, just remember, you're in the process of huge, huge, huge change, people. It is big. It is not a small deal. It is winter solstice. The Christmas star is upon us, which hasn't happened in like ever, right? It's not a small time to be alive. So don't minimize this for yourself. Don't minimize your feelings. Don't minimize your experience. In fact, really be in it right now because you're going to want to remember. You're going to want to write about it. You're going to want to tell people about it because this is a time that will always be remembered in human history. And I feel very comfortable saying that because this is, I mean, okay, let me just roll back for just a second because I don't know where Peony is, but she's like, hold on. It's not that this hasn't happened before. Ugh, I hate when she does this because it's like, I don't understand this time thing that she talks about. Okay. It's not that this hasn't happened before. Big things have happened many times. Big shifts and changes have happened many times. But in this particular cycle of humanity, it has not happened. And that's all we need to know. but it's important to understand how big this is, like how big everything is, because we cycle through this, right? We cycle through this. And we right now are really stuck in linear time, even though we're being slowly pulled out of it. So our brains just kind of go with the idea of how big all the things are and how so many things can be happening simultaneously. But your energy right now is here. Like your conscious, focused, direct energy is here in this space and time, and you chose for your conscious, direct energy to be here in this space and time to help this shift happen. So you do that by doing your work, okay? So it's very exciting, it's very awesome, it is absolutely exhausting, and it is going to feel a lot different on the other side of this eclipse. So just know that, because we're rolling up on that next week. So exciting. All right, so tomorrow is Thursday, the 10th. Join me and Peony for Crystal Skull Activation Circle. You may not know what the heck that is based off of the words I've chosen for that, and I'm so sorry. I'm bad at naming events right now. I call everything an activation, and that's just where I'm at. However, this is a virtual circle. We meet on the Zoom. It is a lot of fun. Everybody's gonna get to chat with Peony. If you have a skull, bring a skull. Who knows what they'll get up to. It is something where we connect our energies, and you will leave feeling more elevated and more connected than you were before. So it's a good time. Restoration members, you have a code. You get 25% off of your ticket. It is tomorrow at 6 p.m. And again, you don't need to have a crystal skull to join, but if you do, bring that crystal skull and we'll all connect the energies and see what comes through. What Peony's been kind of hinting towards is that we will get some insight as far as what's happening on the other side of this eclipse. It's big energy when you bring the skulls together. So even virtually, it actually doesn't matter. So I hope to see some of you guys there. I only have 10 spots, so there's a few spots still available. So I put the link there. You can go grab that. Again, restoration members, use your code. And then one last announcement for you guys. On Friday, during the live, I will be announcing the new program, which is the Energetic Upgrade, okay? And when I do that, I am going to have a special offer for those of you watching live. So I'm gonna give you a special code, which I will speak to you, not write down, and 5 of you will get that offer. So it's gonna be a good one. So, and of course, again, restoration members, you always get 25% off. So that's happening on Friday, tell your friends. And I hope you guys have an amazing Wednesday. Think about what we talked about today, about the non-attachment and still being present in your life and still feeling all the feels. Okay, I feel like that's a good one. So I hope you have an amazing day. If this has been helpful for you, the most amazing thing you can do for me is share this video. That helps me get out there, get more viewership. Facebook algorithms are really difficult right now, so a lot of my posts are not seen. So the more that you share, that's the biggest gift for me. So I hope you have an amazing day. I love you guys. Hope to see some of you tomorrow on the Crystal Skull activation call, and I will see you again on Friday. Mwah. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and follow.